Hey, good morning YouTube. Look what we got out here in the Sierra. Finally got us a good snowstorm coming in. As you saw, we had some rain yesterday and that was disappointing, but first thing about daylight this morning started picking up the snow, and it's just been coming down, so we only got about an hour's worth and it's already sticking pretty good. But no shutdowns around here. I think we'll be alright. Yeah, on that Atlanta thing, I think more my point was of that I wasn't so much disappointed in the people. They do see it rarely, and it is unusual, and how to handle it is it's difficult as far as driving and stuff. But my point was more so the administration of the city of Atlanta, in that they do have a plan to marshal up as many trucks and vehicles they have and go out and hit the primary roadways to clear them or pre-treat them and get ready for the storm. They didn't do any of that. They decided against it. They didn't want to invest the overtime it would take to, put on plows and stuff that the few that they do have. They could have prevented a lot of that as far as major roadway obstructions and stuff. Now, they wouldn't survive completely, and it would require, some economic inhibitions, but it'd be a lot worse than. It wouldn't have been as bad as what's going on now, because they're definitely dealing with problems because they didn't do their plan. They didn't start off with some pre-measures to preventative measures to prevent what happened there at the end. But no such problems here. NDOT was out pretty early, I would imagine, but it is a wet snow for sure. So Rebel, look forward to see what you throw out there today. Hopefully you get up something by lunch. With as much snow as we got, it'll be interesting to see the different phases of the storm, if it changes the composition. Usually the back end's a little colder, you'll get a drier snow. See what comes out of that. Front end's usually a lot warmer with more water content. And hopefully for us, we rely on the snow out of the mountains all summer, so hopefully they're getting socked pretty good. They were calling for 2 feet. With us getting this much down here already, hopefully they're getting closer to 4. Well, at least in the higher parts. I mean, around lake level and stuff, it's probably not. But up in the higher regions where really summer water gets stocked away, hopefully they're getting a lot. But yeah, just a nice drive in here. Hopefully EMS isn't working hard. Hopefully they're just chilling. Yeah, it's been since early December since we had anything. Long time to go. But it definitely came down quick. We've already got almost 2 inches in an hour and a half. Some good white stuff. And you folks back east, I know we're tired of this, but we're excited out here. It's definitely needed and required. But while we're driving in the snow, I might as well, you can turn off the volume if you want, but on the economic side, if you're paying attention, the Turkey was about ready to fall apart in India until they came out with some extreme measures on how they're going to pay interest on their bonds. Turkey upped their bond rate to 12%. That means they'll pay you 12% to buy a Turkish bond. I'm not sure the year on that, how many years that is or whatever, but that is huge. Trying to supposedly that gains stability in your currency. A little slippery here sometimes. We're taking good precautions, slowing down. But everybody was thinking that might affect the Fed decision yesterday on whether or not to taper in their QE Infinity program. Whoa. Which they made the head fake yesterday of saying they're going to taper another $10 billion, and everybody suffered. The stock market went down, all the metals went down, everything got spiraled down a little bit. So obviously the heroin getting taken away is affecting everything. And I saw the Japanese market this morning was down considerably again overnight. and gold and silver got crushed. Silver was down almost $19 at last I saw this morning, and I wouldn't be surprised if we go into the 1850 range, which would be a good opportunity, I think, for anybody out there who's looking at brass, lead, copper, nickel, and of course gold and silver. Might be a good opportunity to get out there and buy, but you know, for what it is. So the economic front, the Fed's saying they're going to withdraw, and everybody's throwing a hissy fit because their heroin's going away. It'll be interesting to see how that continues on. GDP comes out this morning, which it may have already. Maybe that's what sparked some of the sell-off. I saw it spike down earlier, but I don't think the GDP numbers come out till noon or something like that, East Coast time. So they may be coming out a little later today. But GDP, if it comes out high, or a supposed growth rate, then that'll all trend downward, or these metals will trend downward. The market will probably recover if the GDP shows good numbers, which the Fed probably has the inside scoop, and they probably cook the books anyway, and they probably will show a good number enough to survive the market. All right, YouTube, let me get off here, finish this drive in. I wish it was home. And we'll talk to you later. DJ, I like the walk you did yesterday. I got some comments on that. I enjoyed your comments, especially on the bug out bag stuff. I think you're spot on, except for I put a comment on your video. Bugging out has nothing to do with the revolution, I don't think. But anyway, we'll talk to you later, YouTube. The Freak.